It really get deep. Hey, yeah. Oh, this is my lawyer.
Purchase your tracks today.
Lord, please protect my soul, yeah. Oh, forgive them what they don't know, Lord. Hey, it really get deep. It really get deep. The world is about to unleash the mark of the beast. It really get deep. It really get deep. But you read about busting down rollies and flashing police. It really get deep. I'm telling you, don't let it go over your head. It get deeper to see. Don't let it go over your head. Ooh, yeah, it really get deep. It really get deep. Deeper than you. Ooh, deeper than me. It really get deep. It really get deep. It do. Whoa. So I'ma go and plant the seeds. Change my life and then I see the truth. The most high is all we need. Asking myself these questions, but I think I need to ask the breathe. Why you teach the wrong thing? You gotta listen, nigga, deep. I'm telling you, that really is bad. They got us finessing the bag. Chasing revenue, they tell us we stuck. But why? With the mark of the beast. Never saw us, so delete. You can read it now through Revelations. Don't fall short or beneath. This information ain't discreet. Just pick the Bible up and read. Yeah, but they too busy smoking quiche. That's all they ever wanna do. Wonder why talking they don't wanna listen. They don't wanna listen. No wonder why God start talking cause we don't listen. I'm an Israelite, I'm not a relate. No, it really get deep. It really get deep. The world is about to unleash the mark of the beast. It really get deep. It really get deep. But you read about busting down rollies and flashing police. It really get deep. I'm telling you, don't let it go over your head. It get deeper to see. Don't let it go over your head. Ooh, yeah, it really get deep. It really get deep. Deeper than you. Ooh, deeper than me. It really get deep. It really get deep. Don't know what to say. But it really get deep. So we need to pray. They taught us that we wasn't Israel. It made us their slaves. They put us to change. We come from Jerusalem. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. We chose a face. Why do they hate us? Why can we not prosper? Put down the pork, strip, and lobster, and put all your trust in the Father. When we were slaves, that's what they taught us. Because they knew it disobeyed our Father. And by default, we did had the knowledge. Do what they need because we was starving. And Sunday was our only day to rest. They showed our ancestors, they taught the rest. And now every Sunday these churches full, with nobody keeping the Sabbath. Friday night and Saturday they turning up. That's what we was taught when we was growing up. They praise the Jesus but don't know Yeshua. We call him God but don't know Ohio. It really get deep. It really get deep. The world is about to unleash the mark of the beast. It really get deep. It really get deep. But you read about busting down rollies and flexing police. It really get deep. I'm telling you, don't let it go over your head. It get deeper to see. Don't let it go over your head. Ooh, yeah, it really get deep. It really get deep. Deeper than you. Ooh, deeper than me. It really get deep.
When you in the belly of the beast, had to find my way through the streets. I know some youngers robbing just to eat, ducking, dodging up police. Do anything to succeed, gotta make a way by any means. My promise is deep in the streets, hey, but I had to switch my lane. The most I revealed his name. I started to keep the commandments. When you're in the curses, I can stand it. I'm always tight on my faith. I know some people locked away, calling home and getting answers. A lot of people battling cancer. What you gonna do when that martial law hit? What you gonna do when they enforce the chip? What you gonna do when your daughter can't eat? Prophecy fulfilling, but my people sleep. It's time to wake up. Israel calling the savior. No religion, but this is our nation. Israelites, the children of Jacob.
It really get deep. It really get deep. The world is about to unleash the mark of the beast. It really get deep. It really get deep. But you read about busting down rollies and flexing police. It really get deep. I'm telling you, don't let it go over your head. It get deeper to see. Don't let it go over your head. Ooh, yeah, it really get deep. It really get deep. Deeper than you. Ooh, deeper than me. It really get deep. Lord, please protect my soul, yeah. Forgive them what they don't know, Lord. It really get deep. I'm not even no, it really get deep.
Welcome to the Hebrew state of being. I am your humble humble servant and host for tonight. I am Kyle, solo dolo in the building tonight. My Rev Esther and my young one is out there getting it right now. So we ask for praise and protection for them in this hour as they're out there rolling. So tonight we're gonna get into it, man. You know, it is a look into Phineas. On our last show, I tapped on Phineas in Psalms 106, where Phineas was the Hebrew that took the javelin and went through the heathen Mennonite woman and the Hebrew in front of Moses. Now, understand that in this hour, two things. In this hour, you don't know the things that the Most High is doing for you. In this hour, I don't care what you're going through. I don't care what you're going through. You don't know what the Most High is doing for you that is following his commandments. You have no idea the way he's moving and shifting the world, changing people's views of you for the time that he needs it. You have no idea what the Most High is protecting you from in this hour. No matter what you're going through, you have no idea what he's protecting you from. You know why? Because you don't know it. Because you don't see it. But he's protecting you from things that you couldn't handle right now. That's the first thing I want you to understand. Tonight, you don't know what the Most High is doing for you and how he is protecting you in this hour. You have no idea. Second thing, you don't know what he's calling you to do. See in the building, Ricky. Now, we are hearing these words. These words are sinking into us. We are following these commandments. We are seeing his hands in our life, but you don't know what he has in store for you to do. Not what he has in store for you as blessings and barakas, but you're in his army. The Most High has a job for you in his army. You don't know what it is. You may want to be a certain position. You may have a concept in your mind of what you would like to do for the Most High, but you have no idea what he has for you to do. So with those two things in mind, we're going to read these two chapters, 24 and 25 of Numbers, but in Hebrew, it's the book of the wilderness. Because this is chronicling the time when we came out of Egypt and were lost 40 years in Egypt. In the wilderness. That is the book of Numbers. It is talking about our time in the wilderness. Now, keep in mind the two things. You don't know what he's protecting you from. Two, you don't know what he has for you to do. Now, put in your mind, we are out of Egypt fighting with Moses about everything. We're tired of manna. We don't want the food from the heavens. Moses has struck the rock because they've gotten at him. So he's used the Most High's words in his own desire to inflict fear upon the children of Yasharal so they would snap out of their stupidity or stiff-neckedness. So all these things have happened with us in the wilderness. We are bucking with Aaron. We bucking with Moses. We are not appreciating what the Most High is providing for us. We're grumbling, murmuring under our mouths. We're talking about we should have been stayed back up in Egypt. When we gonna have our land that the Most High promised us? They're crying. They're saying, Most High bring. They're asking for meat. They're asking for all these things other than being grateful for what the Most High is providing for them. Now, I'm going to introduce two characters to you guys. You should read. You should read Numbers 23 for a better background on who Balak is and who Balaam is. Now, I've gone through with you guys over who's Baal. That's who they prayed to. And Peor, Balaam is the son of Peor. And Peor was a devil worshiper. He was a great sorcerer in Egypt. His son, Balaam, was a great sorcerer of divinations in Egypt. So great that he helped out Esau in his battles. And Esau actually made Baal king of Europe. Read your book of Yasher. Now, this Baal is known across the land, Africa to Europe, as a man that can call upon demon spirits. He can call upon the powers of darkness. He can he can harness the powers of darkness against your enemy. So understand that you have Balak, who is I see the building, Alana. You have Balak, who is over a tribe of people. He's over a nation. And Balak wants to destroy the Israelites while they're in the wilderness, in these camps without any walls, without any, real way of defending themselves. They're out in the open. So they don't have a homeland. They have not gone into Jerusalem. They are stuck in the wilderness, and the enemies around them want to attack. So they're calling upon Baal Peor. Remember, they put their father's name at the end. So, like Ben Judah, son of Judah, right? So it's Baal is his name, or Balaam is his name. Balaam Peor is his full name, full and last name, associating him with his father Peor. So now I want y'all to get that understanding of where we are before we read this. Now, in the chapters before, Balak has commissioned, he has paid Balaam to, I see my brother Yuan in the building. He has paid Balaam to conjure up evil spirits to destroy Israel in the wilderness. Now, he's done it 2 times, all right? The 2 times he went to do it, the Most High intervened on Balaam, praying to the devil, and told Balaam, you can't do it. In fact, what I want you to do is when you go up there and you're doing your ceremony with Balak, I actually want you to do a ceremony to bless the tribe of Israel. I want y'all to hear what I'm saying, man. So, chapter 24 is about you have no idea what the Most High is doing for you and what he's protecting you from. Chapter 25 is going to be what he calls us to do in these trials and tribulations, in these tumultuous times, in these times of uncertainty surrounded by the enemy. Pay close attention tonight, because it is very important that we understand how these things are working in our lives. All right? So verse 1, chapter 24, book of Numbers, in the wilderness known in Hebrew. And it says, and when Balaam saw that it pleased the Most High to baraka or bless Yasharallah, he went not as at other times to seek for enchantments, but he set his face towards the wilderness. So now remember, he'd already done this twice, right? So Balaam was now seeing that every time he went to do his enchantments, do his chicken bones, do his cauldron, you know what I'm saying, do his praise to whatever gods he was trying to call upon, which would be fallen angels that used to be in the Most High's estate. He found that his mouth could not do it, and that it pleased the Most High for him to bless the tribe and the children of Yasharallah. So now, instead of him going to his little trickeries and all of his enchantment, all of his enchantments and all of his sorcery, he just put his face on the chosen people. And Balaam lifted up his eyes and saw Yasharallah abiding in his tents according to their tribes, and the Spirit of the Most High came upon him. And he took up his parable and said, Balaam, the son of Peor, had said, and the men whose eyes are open had said. This is a very important line because it sets up to who and how he's speaking. He's saying this is a parable. First of all, he's saying, I'm going to tell you something I'm going to give you a fictitious situation to talk about the real thing that's happening right now. So he says, one, I'm about to give you a parable. And he says, this is the son of Balaam. He said, I'm Balaam, the son of Beor, had said, and he said, so this is me speaking as the guy that does enchantments. And for any man that has eyes that's open to see what's happening in front of him, this is what is said. He says, he had said, which heard the words of the Most High, which saw the vision of the Almighty, falling into a trance, but having his eyes open. This is very deep. This is very heavy, because it speaks to the situation that we're in. It seems as though the Most High is not paying attention, but yet he is. It would seem as though he's letting us go through all of these things like he's not here, like he doesn't see the problems of the world. He doesn't see what the Pentagon is talking about. He doesn't see what's happening across the world and what's happening in our homes and in our neighborhoods. Because if he did, then he wouldn't be letting these things happen. That's what they say, right? But this is more accurate, more to the point that, yes, he sees everything, but he's not answering, or he's letting his prophecies come to fruition or come to pass. Because that's what is happening. What is happening is not that the Most High doesn't see what we're going through. He prophesied it. And for you to know that he's real, he has to let these things happen as he said they would. If not, then we would say, oh, it's not real. The book's not real. The words and his threats weren't real. We can do as we will. No. I said there's two things to pay attention tonight. One, we have no idea what the Most High is protecting us from in our everyday lives. We look at the problems and the things that we want and the problems that's stopping us from achieving our best us, right? And we say, well, is he there? Is he listening? Is he hearing me? You have no idea what he's protecting you from not doing. from the alleyways he doesn't let you walk down, from the ideas that you have that he doesn't let come to fruition that will ultimately be your demise. We have no idea how much he's protecting us from. And this parable that Balaam is speaking, I am now speaking in that same parable and saying the actual thing that's happening to us equals his parable that he's speaking to Balak. The real thing that's happening is that we are under siege. His prophecies are happening, but he is protecting the ones that's following his laws, statutes, and commandments. And he does take care of them. They do have a way out. So when it says, he had said, which heard the words of the Most High, which saw the vision of the Almighty, falling into a trance, but having his eyes open. It says, how goodly are the tents of Jacob, of Yaakov, and thy tabernacle of Yasharallah. Remember, they had the Ark of the Covenant, which was the tabernacle in the middle tent. And it says, as the valleys are, they spread forth, as gardens by the riverside, as the trees of line aloes, which the Most High hath planted, and as cedar trees besides the waters. He shall pour the water out of his buckets, and his seed shall be as many waters, and his king shall be higher than a Gog, and his kingdom shall be exalted. The Most High brought him forth out of Egypt. He had, as it were, the strength of a unicorn. Now, in scripture, a unicorn is actually a rhino, a rhinoceros, with the single horn, unicorn. So it's talking about the strength of a rhinoceros. He shall eat up the nations, his enemies, and shall break their bones and pierce them through with his arrow. So Beor, or Balaam, is giving the future prophecy of Yasharallah under Joshua going in and taking over Jerusalem. So he's giving Balak, who is paying him to curse Yasharallah, right? But he's instead giving a parable and giving the future prophecy of them taking over the land. And it says, because they were the children that he brought out, they are his unicorn, and they're going to act as a rhinoceros to their enemies. And it says, he couched, he laid down as a lion, and as a great lion, who shall stir him up? Baraka is he that blesseth thee, and cursed is he that curseth thee. So now he's telling Balak, hey, understand this. There ain't no wins in this. What I suggest you do is stop paying me to go ahead and curse these boys, and you may want to pay me to bless these boys so you can save yourself, because you cannot win going against the children of the Most High. Now, they down in the tents. All of Jacob, Yaakov, they're all down in the tents. They don't know none of this is going on. They have no idea that their enemy is calling upon sorcerers to bring about their demise. They have no idea that the Most High is intervening for them right now. And that's what I want you to get in your life. Understand that no news is good news as a Shemitic person. That means that Most High is shielding you, and you're walking through, you're having a peaceful day, because he says when you're with him, you're at peace. A peaceful day is with him. It's not a boring day. It's not boring. You've been protected from the ills of the day that you don't even know could have interrupted your day, that could have destroyed your week, that could have set you back a month. You have no idea. You think at night when you say your prayers, It's like an insurance that you don't ever need, right? You think that you're just paying this insurance every month for a car and you ain't getting no wrecks. You like, man, do I really need this insurance? You think that your prayers are similar to that? Like since nothing's going on, you're like, man, I don't need to pray tonight, man. I'm tired. You know what I'm saying? I don't need to give thanks for this peaceful day I had, for this non-drama day I had, for them not knocking on my door and asking me, have I had a lollipop and can I get in the car? I mean, I guess since it didn't happen, we can't be thankful for it. We can't ask him for praise for keeping that wolf from at our front door. And it says, I'm gonna read that again. It says, now we're talking about the children of Yasharala. It says, we are couched in our tents, in our homes. We're subdued in this captivity. We're in our homes. We're not out in these streets getting sick with other people. We're going through our work, doing what we got to do, and we get back to our tents where the Most High can protect us. So it says, he's couched. He laid down as a lion and as a great lion. Who shall stir him up? So we are supposed to be humble. We are supposed to be humble. The Most High is saying, I got number lions, but they couched, homie. They humble because they follow me. They only rock when I say go. They only devour when I say devour. So who shall stir up these lions that's sitting over here? Barak is he that blesseth thee, and curses he that curseth thee. He's trying to explain to this man that, man, you don't want to deal with this. You don't want to keep on going down this road. Verse 10, and Balak anger was kindled against Balaam, and he smote his hand together and said, Balak said unto Balaam, I called thee to curse my enemies, and behold, thou hast altogether blessed them these 3 times. You get what I'm talking about here. You have no idea the covering that the Most High has for you in your everyday. You may not have the things you think that you should have, the comforts of the life that you think you should have, but you're not being beaten. You're not in a chamber. You're not being muzzled. You're not being told when to eat, when not to eat. You're not being told how much you can eat. You're not being told when you can go to sleep and when you wake up. You're not being told that you can only be in this 6x9 space or this whatever space that they give you. You're not being told them. There's those things. There's other levels to this. FEMA camp, guillotines. There's levels to those prophecies. You know, that's partly why Most High says, don't rush the time. Don't. You're talking about you ready for it to be over because you don't realize all the things that has to come to pass before these things happen. Great earthquakes, fire and water, brimstone shooting down from the sky. There's 2 witnesses. I mean, there's some things that's about to happen. So again, let's keep it moving. We want to make sure we understand that the Most High knows us to be as His lions if we're following His law, statutes, and commandments. He knows what kind of beast He is putting a yoke on. He knows what He's created. So telling other people, don't rile them up. You may want to bless them before I let them handle you or before I put my hands on you. Before I put my hands on you. You might want to let these people alone. But Balak still didn't get the parable. This world is still not going to get the truth of who the Yahudim is, who the seed of Jacob is. Don't think that that's going to happen one day and it's going to be all kumbaya. No. It's not going to be like that. Or else the Most High would have prophesied the judgment and destruction and the woes. He would not have prescribed those things if everybody was going to wake up and say, oh, we see who it is. The Most High is giving this opportunity, these trials and tribulations, for them to see the examples of his children and for them to make their decision to follow and cleave unto us. The rest shall perish, even the seed of him that does not want to come back into the flock. It says, Balak is like still not getting it though. Balak like, man, I called you here 3 times. I paid you 3 times to curse these people. And you give me a parable about not cursing these people? Verse 11, therefore now flee thou to thy place. I thought to promote thee unto great honor, but lo, the Most High hath kept thee back from honor. So now he's trying to talk jazzy to Balaam and say, I was going to make you a great man. I was going to put you over this. I was going to do all these things, but your Most High, this is sarcasm, but your Most High stopped you. You ain't going to be able to get the fruits of this world. You ain't going to get the girls in the 5, the limo with the hot tub and the 5 girls. I can't let you have it. You know what I'm saying? I had it all for you, baby. All you had to do was sign on the line. Verse 13. Verse 12. And Balaam said unto Balak, spake I not also to thy messenger? Spake I not also to thy messengers, which thou sentest unto me, saying, if Balak would give me his house full of silver and gold, I cannot go beyond the commandments of the Most High to do either good or bad of my own mind. Balak said, I want you to tell your messengers that you sent. And it said, Balak, that you will give me your house full of silver and gold. But he said, I cannot go beyond the commandments of the Most High. I cannot go beyond, man, Most High. To do either good or bad of mine own mind. But what the Most High said, that will I speak. I give all praise to the Most High. Selah. And it says, and now behold, I go unto my people. Come, therefore, and I will advise thee what this people shall do to thy people in the latter days. So now it says, look, I'm going to tell you what's about to happen to you. And he took up his parable. And now at this point, Balak might want to just say, I don't want no more parables, right? Like, I'm good. Balak, you just go your way. I'm going to go my way. I don't even want to hear it. Right? He says, and he took up his parable and he said, Balaam, the son of Beor, has said, and the man whose eyes are open hath said, he has said, which heard the words of the Most High and knew the knowledge of the Most High, which saw the vision of the Almighty, falling into a trance, but having his eyes open, I shall see him, but not now. Oof. I'm gonna get at you. Not now. I shall behold him, but not close. There shall be there shall come a star out of Jacob, and a scepter shall rise out of Yasharallah, the rule book, the law, and shall smite the corners of Moab, that's your present day Moors, and destroy all the children of Sheth. And Edom shall be a possession. Sire also shall be a possession. For his enemies, Israel shall do valiantly. One second, let me get some water, guys. I didn't get a chance to fill my pitcher tonight, so I wouldn't have to stop. But anyway, here we go. So it says, and Edom shall be a possession. Sire also shall be a possession for his enemies, and Israel shall do valiantly. So the Most High is going to bring you to war, my soldiers. You got to go when he said, out of Jacob shall come he that shall have dominion, and shall destroy him that remaineth of the city. Hmm. So out of Yaakov, and who had the scepter was Joshua. Joshua was the one that rose up, had the scepter, because out of Israel, remember, right now it says that Judah has the scepter in the last days. So this scepter was Joshua, which was not of the tribe of Judah. Hmm. All right. So it says, out of that, it said, out of Jacob shall come he that shall have dominion, and shall destroy him that remaineth in the city. And when he looked on Amalek. Now we all know in our history that the Amaleks were the ones that made it with Esau, but more importantly, this is the tribe of the fallen angels. They are designated as the tribe that came from fallen angels. He took up his parable and said, Amalek, Amalek was the first of the nations, but his latter end shall be that he perish forever. And he looked on the Kenites, and took up his parable and said, strong is thy dwelling place, but thou puttest thy nest on a rock. Nevertheless, the Kenites shall be wasted until the shore shall carry thee away captive. And he took up his parable and said, alas, who shall live when the Most High do this? And ships shall come from the coast of Chittim. And what's the coast of Chittim? That's Rome, that's Greece. And shall afflict Ashur, that's Turkey, and shall afflict Eber, Jerusalem, that's just us. Eber is Shem, which is Hebrew. Eber is the first word for Hebrew. Eber means to cross over. That was the Hebrews that crossed over. And he shall perish forever. And Balaam rose up and went and returned to his place, and Balak also went his way. So now we understand about how the Most High is working and protecting us from things that we have no idea. Our prayers at night are not wasted. Our thanks for our peace is not a waste of air. It's not a prayer that we should just say loosely. Let's go to Numbers 25 and get to my man Phoenix on what we should be doing, right, in this hour. So as the Most High is doing that for the children of Yasharallah, we got problems inside of Yasharallah that has to be taken care of by Yasharallah. You know, in my lifetime, I've been in many places, been full of barakas by the Most High, to have had many enriching experiences. Today, speaking with the Rib and my young Hebrew, I was telling them about another job that I had that they didn't know that I had at one time. You know, teaching. You know, at a junior college, right? So, well, more like a trade school. You know, and so you know, part of those things in my life, I've been in situations where you've had to do things physically to other human beings that has never done you anything wrong, right? I'm trying to talk real vaguely on purpose, right? Right? So you had to do things to people that have done you no wrong, but they are not a part of what you have going on. Not everybody has the stomach for those type of things. Not everybody's capable. See, when your life is threatened, you're pretty much capable of doing anything. You know, if your life is on the line, protecting yourself or protecting your loved ones or family is something that, you know, you can do. It's not a stretch. But to go to war with people that you don't know for a reason, for a concept, and to have to be in close quarters and look at human beings eye to eye and inflict pain upon them is a different type of spirit and person and human being. But you may find that you may be called to do that in the army of the Most High. You will be called to do things that you think is easy, because every time you think about doing this, you think of it if it's a threat to you, not a threat to other people you don't know, and to somebody that's being a threat that you don't know, and still having to end that threat. Not everybody got that in them. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody has that in them. They think they do. You know what I'm saying? They really do. They really think they do. But enemies come in all forms and fashions. In Vietnam, you had these soldiers afraid of 9 and 10-year-olds, because in Vietnam they would bring up little shoe boxes asking for money, but they would be bombs that would blow up the entire battalion. So you had men that had to go and kill 10-year-old, 9-year-old children, anything that could walk that could be a threat. See, that's what I'm talking about. Not everybody has that in them. But you have to understand that you may be called to do that. The only way you can do that, and even soldiers can do that, is because they have bought into the doctrine of the army that they are in, that they have to do this for their safety and the safety of their loved ones and their family. Well, if you don't go through boot camp, if you're not going through training, how are you going to have that when you need it? What are you going to pull from when you have to do some things in a tight situation as this time is going? What will you pull from? How will you know you're doing it in righteousness if you're doing it? Because here it says, and they called the people unto the sacrifices of their gods. And the people did eat and bow down to their gods. Because that's what we have been doing in this country. Verse 1, it says, and Israel abode in Shittim, and the people began to commit whoredom with the daughters of Moab. So in chapter 24, after he said that Joshua will come up and destroy them, this is Balak and their minion, he said, then ships will come from Shittim and fully wipe everybody out. This is Greece. So now we started mating. We started to commit whoredom with Greece and the daughters of Moab. We living with the Grecians, and we are being whoredom with the daughters of Moab. And they called the people unto the sacrifice of their gods. And the people did eat and bow down to their gods. And Yasharallah joined himself unto Baal Peor. Now remember, Baal was the same God that said that the Most High wouldn't allow him to do anything against them. So now, but he's a witch guy. He's an enchanter. But Israel, we joined ourselves unto him, unto the Balaam. And the anger of the Most High was kindled against Yasharallah. Now understand, we don't know that Yasharallah didn't know that the Most High was working for us with Baal, with Balaam, Peor. They didn't know. They were in their tents. And what did they do? They turned right around and started worshiping the guy that the Most High had to protect them. Most High was angry when Yasharallah. 20 and verse 4. And the Most High spake, said unto Moses, take all the heads of the people and hang them before the Most High against the sun. All them people that joined themselves to the whores of the daughters of Moab and to Baal Peor, to Balaam. The Most High said, I want you to cut their heads off and hang them before the Most High against the sun. This isn't enemies. This isn't Balak's people. This is our people. Cousins, sisters, brothers that are married into the other. Uncles that we love, raised us. Can you go and cut your uncle's head off and put it on a stake before the sun for the Most High? I said it takes a special kind. The Most High is calling upon a special kind. We go through our day-to-day routines, chores, quest for the money. But I want all of y'all to know this is what's on my mind 24/7. This is playing in the back of my mind all day. I know that these prophecies are coming and coming fast. I know there's going to be some really hard decisions and things that are going to have to be done. It's happened before. The Most High says it's going to happen again. You have no idea what the Most High is going to call you to do. Verse 5. And Moshe said unto the judges of Yasharallah, slay you every one his men that were joined unto Baal Peor. So the judges were like the chiefs over each tribe. Each tribe had to call out their men that married outside of Yasharallah and slay them. Is the commandments of the Most High. The Most High is over here changing Baal, letting him know to bow down unto him and that he can't do no good or bad without him. So the Most High is working that over there so that Yasharallah can be the image. They could be the reflection. He's working him so that when Yasharallah stands up and does the right thing, then Baal is the high priest of everybody else. Everybody else that's doing divination, everybody else that's trying to call upon spirits and whatnot, they following him. So if Yasharallah just do their part, then the rest of the world is already in place to bow down because the Most High is doing that. You can't make the whole world bow down, but the Most High can. But us as Yasharallah, we say the Most High is not listening to us. He's not paying attention to us. He's asleep. He has us sleep. We in the curse. We've been given this Jesus guy that says that all our sins have been wiped away. We can do as thou wilt. He's died for all our sins then and to come. And then when he comes back, all you got to say is you know him and believe in him, and then all your sins will be wiped away. Ha! That doesn't sound like the way the Most High handles his issues. Here in Numbers in the wilderness, it is showing us exactly how the Most High handles his issues. He does his work, and then if we don't pay attention, he has us get our hands dirty. I hope y'all are listening tonight. We are in troubled times. And Moshe said unto the judges of Yasharallah, slay you every one of his men that would join unto Baal Peor. And behold, one of the children of Yasharallah came and brought unto his brethren a Midianitish woman in the sight of Moshe and in the sight of all the congregation of the children of Yasharallah, who were weeping, crying, begging, pleading with all the tears, just as soft and humble, just oh no, just so humble, so meek. They're crying at the door. How many of you can turn away tears? How many of you can turn away pleas? How many of you can stand firm? Moshe is killing our own people, and now one of our brethren is bringing a woman into the congregation that these men that are being killed and having their heads put on a stake died for. And this guy is running in with his wife, crying and begging for forgiveness and for a stalemate. What y'all don't know is that during this time, the Most High has got a plague going on in Yasharallah because of all things of whoring with the daughters of Moab and following the gods of Greece, of Chittim. So in the midst of all of this, there's a plague that's being inflicted upon them. Sounds familiar? Sounds like Most High when wars and countries are going at it and high level situations are happening, he's dropping a plague on his people. Whoa. Where have I heard that before? I don't know, man. Conspiracy theorists, man. Anyway, so as it says, who were weeping before the door of the tabernacle of the congregation. And when Phinehas, the son of Eleazar, the son of Aaron the priest, saw it, he rose up from among the congregation and took a javelin in his hand. And he went after the man of Yasharallah into the tent and thrust both of them through. Now, let me give you a little backdrop on Phinehas. Phinehas is the grandson of Aaron who was with Moses, right? But at this time, Phinehas is around 45, 50. He sees, his job is to be over all of the gatekeepers and all of the doorkeepers. That's his job. So he's the captain of the guard. So the captain of the guard, who's out giving everybody the chop off heads, he sees this dude run behind him with his woman and crying on to the congregation, got to the whole congregation. He wasn't supposed to get in there, right? He said when Phinehas saw this, he rose up among the congregation and took the javelin in his hand. And he went after the man into the tent and thrust both of them through, the man of Yasharallah and the woman through her belly. So the plague was stayed from the children of Yasharallah. You have no idea what the Most High is doing for you and you have no idea what he is calling you to do. You don't know what part you have to play. It may be one action, like Phineas. It may be one action that's your calling to do. That you were born in a family, in a city, in a situation for you to fulfill a certain part for the Most High before you die. This was Phineas's. And those that died in the plague were 24,000. 24,000. So the zeal of Phineas and the Most High spake unto Moses, saying, hey, you know that boy. Hey, Moses, come here. You know that boy Phineas? That's a good boy right there. I like that boy. I like that boy. That boy got talent. So it says in verse 11, Phineas, the son of Eleazar, the son of Aaron, the priest, had turned my wrath away from the children of Yasharallah. So it wasn't all the prayers that turned the wrath of the Most High away from us. It wasn't Moses chopping their heads off because the Most High gave that order. It wasn't anything that the children of Yasharallah did. They're crying, they're praying, they're coming together that stopped the Most High from bringing forth this plague. It was the action. And yes, prayer is an action. Don't get me wrong. See Nicole in the building, Jeanette in the building. I understand that prayer is an action. But the action that we're talking is a moving, physical will, a will impending the will of the Most High when He asks you to do so, on whomever He may ask you to do it to. Until then, we are as the lions, crouched. Who shall rile us? For we shall not be the one to rile ourselves. Get it? We are not to rile ourselves. It is for the Most High to do so. And when He does ask you to do so, understand to the level in which He will ask you to do so, i.e., Phineas, i.e., Moshe and the judges, i.e., the decapitating of your own, if need be. All praises. Selah. Selah. How serious are you about the Most High? How serious are you about your walk? How serious are you about your salvation? How serious are you about seeing your way through these calamities? Phineas, the son of Eleazar, the son of Aaron, the priest, had turned my wrath away from the children of Yasharallah, while he was zealous for my sake among them. Remember, the Most High is not jealous God. He is a zealous creator. That I consume not the children of Yasharallah in my zealousness. Wherefore say, behold, unto him my covenant of peace. And just to make sure that everybody knows, the Most High never said the word jealous. Let's just go here for a second. Most High never called himself jealous. This is the word that they have. I am jealous. Nah, it's not that word. Watch what it says. Kanal, which is a feminine noun, which means zeal. Remember, the letter J wasn't invented until the 1500s. So the Most High has no understanding of the word jealous. It is zeal. And when you see it here, it is adore, zeal. Jealous is later. B, adore of zeal, of a religious zeal, a man of the Most High, of men of the house of the Most High, of men of his people. Yes. So that is what the Most High is. He is not a jealous creator. Our Father is not human to have human emotion. And it says, how could he have human emotion if he has you to chop off your brethren that married, that fell in love? And that's that whole thing that you have with LGBTQ, and they're talking about, well, they love that person. They found love. Well, these men found love in heathen women. And the Most High said, chop their heads off. So obviously, love isn't the prescription or the prerequisites for all things being thrown away, all laws being put to the side, even though they give you the hypocritical verse of the first law is love, the first thing of the Most High is love. Jesus said, what's the most important one? Love. See how they twist it? But that out in the building, and it says, and he shall have it, and his seed after him. Oof. So I'm sorry. So he says, wherefore say, behold, I give unto him my covenant of peace. So what did Phineas get for taking a javelin through his brother and through the belly of the heathen woman? The Most High has given him a personal covenant of peace. The Most High gave him a personal covenant. Like, yeah, I got a covenant with Yasharala, but see my man Phineas? See, oh boy, see, he get it. See, all y'all over there talking, but see my man over here? Phineas get it. I want everybody to know that Phineas got it. Me and Phineas got a thing. And 13, he says, and he shall have it, and his seed after him, even the covenant of an everlasting priesthood, because he was zealous for the Most High and made an atonement for the children of Yasharala. So get this, he was zealous, but what was his zealousness for? Only for the atonement of the children of Yasharala, for his brothers and sisters. He is only zealous for the protection of his brothers and sisters, not for himself, not for the things that happen in this world, not for the argument over politics or the argument over religion or the argument over anything. We as lions are not riled up unless you're coming for the Most High and his children. Then you got our full attention. And then we're asking the Most High, how do we handle this? As Moshe did. Moshe said, he went to the Most High and said, look here, what you want me to do about this here? You know what I'm saying? Well, because remember, beforehand, Moses, the first plague, this is the second plague that they had in the wilderness. The one before that, Moses, and the reason why we have the symbol of medicine is the two serpents climbing up the pole is because Moshe had the pole and the snakes, and anybody that looked upon the pole, they were saved from, or they were healed from the snake bites. So here, when you show zealousness, you show your zeal for the Most High, for his children. for his laws, for his commandments, he's with you. That is when you are allowed to be riled up. And it says, and the gift for it is from children, from your generation to generation to generation. Verse 14. Now, in the name of the Israelite that was slain, even that was slain with the Midianitish woman, was Zimri. His name was Zimri, the son of Salu, a prince of a chief house among the Semenites. So Mosiah is saying it don't matter who you are. You as a prince can't come to Moshe and say, because I'm coming from this chief line, because I'm coming from this royal family, can you let this one slide for me? And the name of the Midianite woman that was slain was Cosby or Cosby, and the daughter of Zor. He was head over a people and of a chief house in Midian. So Most High said, no, I don't care if you tried to be like Solomon and married into another tribe so that you could so-called think you're going to bring peace, or you doing it for the so-called power of Yasharallah. You going to step out and break my laws for my people. And the Most High spake to Moses, saying, vex the Midianites and smite them. So now, because the Israelite brought in a particular type of heathen, he said, you know what, Moshe, just for that, I was beating y'all down, right? You know what? You now go over to the Midianites and you go ahead and smash them for me. Yeah, you go ahead and extend that. I had y'all beating up on our own people. I know that was rough for you to have to cut your own people's heads, but let me help you out. Go and smite them. It says, for they vex you with their wiles. So the reason the Most High has for Moshe to go and wipe out a tribe of people is because they persuaded us, because they influenced us. The Most High said that's worthy of death, to influence my lions and my lioness, to tamper with them while they're trying to walk the righteous walk. Oh, no, we're not going to have that. That's what I mean. Again, we have no idea what the Most High is doing for us. And he has no idea what he's going to call us to do. Are you focused on the possibility? Have you thought of the possibility? Like I was talking to my brother Edon today. And I hope my brother Scott is on because I want him to hear this. As we're going through our days and we're looking at all these things that are going on, have you made a bug out bag for your family? If you are reading these scriptures and understanding that the Most High said that we may be as pilgrims, that all these material things we should not be attached to, that means that you may have to leave. You may have to get up and go in the middle of the night. That's why we have the Feast of Unleavened Bread, to remind us of just that. Because when we were taken out of Egypt, we left in a rush in the middle of the night and only could take the things that we could carry before we hit the wilderness. Are you prepared? Do you know which wilderness you're going to go to? Have you looked for a wilderness, a safe place? Do you have an escape route? Is your family on page? Does your extended family have a plan? Are you going to be concerned about your extended family when it's time to get up and go? Or will you run around like a chicken with his head cut off? Most High said he's going to deal with the people that influenced his flock. That would be all of the governments of this world right now. That would be all the fashions of religion right now. So when the Most High goes to dealing with those fashions, those entities, what are you going to do when your people want to run to that? It says, wherewith they have beguiled you in the matter of Peor, that you're following these false gods. And in the matter of Cosby, the daughter, Cosby, the daughter of the prince of Midian, their sister, which was slain in the day of the plague for Peor's sake. The Most High is saying that you are following people that have sacrificed their own for a false god. So don't trip over me sacrificing her in front of all of Yasharala. I'm trying to tell you, their family wasn't right. None of them right. Don't have no emotion. Don't have no tears when the Most High calls you. Now, we have been indoctrinated in this world to turn the other cheek and, look at everybody as they are the best that they can be. Give them 100, and then you take away from them as they actions show. Well, right now, in this time, in this hour, we have to be very focused on our steps and what we're going to do when the calamity hits our door. None of us are children. We should be able to see what's on the news. We should be able to read these scriptures and know that there's only but a short time before this is going to touch your door. Are you prepared? Are you praying? Are you meditating on what is to be done? Or are we caught up in the world and the distractions of the world? Obviously, the Israelite Zimri was caught up in the world with his Midianite woman. Obviously, many of us were. That's why their heads were on a stake. Don't have your head on a stake in his judgment day. Don't have you be the one that has made an example in front of the congregation. Make sure you have your actions in the order of the Most High so that you know exactly what to do when it's time to do it. Phineas, his job is to watch the gate. His job is to not let anything get into the purity of the congregation. He didn't ask any questions. He knew that a Midianite woman was not to be in the congregation. He didn't have to ask why they got into the tent. He didn't have to ask any questions. He knew what the Most High wanted. Can we do that in our everyday life? That's the practice that we need. We need to start practicing doing the things that we know the Most High wants us to do without thinking, without having emotion to it, without having any feelings attached to it. Start learning how to detach your feelings from your job, from the Most High's commandments. Detach how you feel about it and just do it. Get your body accustomed, get your mind, get your words accustomed to following the Ten Commandments and detaching your feelings from it. Once you get that together, you're on the right path. With that, that's our show for tonight. I pray these words have enriched you guys. I pray that you guys understand what is being called upon us in this hour. Don't just look at these things that are going on with your mouth open and just like, wow, China is flooding. Wow, we just had 2 earthquakes in China, a 7.6 and a 7.2, and just wow, look what's going on over there. Act like you know that you live in a place that has natural disasters. My brother Aran ain't got to do that. He's breathing in ashes right there in California. But the rest of y'all, you know what I'm saying? Don't act like, don't just sit there with your mouth open, like you don't know what's happening. Get your house in order. Get your mind in order. All praise unto the Most High. We'll see you guys on Wednesday. Me,